welcome to another episode of Pivy Does It All. Today I will be balling up some yarn that I frogged, and then I will be crocheting for once. Isn't that amazing? I'm really excited to crochet with you guys and just chit chat, and hopefully we can get some people joining and um, just have a good time because crocheting is just a good time, isn't it? So, sorry, my leg's shaking extra bad today. I try to keep it under control. You guys should see my craft room. It's an utter nightmare. But I just finished a hat for someone, and I'm waiting on a iron-on patch for them, and then I am making a hat for Hat Not Hate. Put this up here. Put this guy in here. Hello, welcome in. Come on in. Come in the chat and just chit chat with me. And we are going to crochet today once I ball up this yarn. And yeah, it'll be a good time. Sorry that the light's all like. I need to put my sewing machine back here so it looks like I have a full shelf, because I do. I frogged this much of my hat because it just wasn't turning out like I needed it to. And I figured it would just be better to frog it. I was in denial about needing to frog it, but since I was making the other hat, I had to frog that quite a few times, and I was like, you know what? It's okay to frog as long as you get the result that you want in the end. And so I am happy with the hat that I got from frogging so many times. Last time. So I'm like, it's worth it. I'm gonna frog it. But I've got to wind up this yarn that I frogged. Um, I'm sure it's very interesting to you guys. So who's in the chat? Who's in the room? Come say hello. I won't bite, I promise. Just want to see who's there, who's lurking, who's working. Do 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 do. When I said let's crochet, and then I just spend the whole time balling up yarn. Hey Angela, how are you doing today? I'm doing fine today. Oh great, that's great to hear. I'm doing okay. I wish I wasn't doing this, but you know it's just part of the process. So just balling up yarn and getting ready to crochet it back up. You doing anything exciting today, Angela? I decided to take a break from rhinestoning my train just because it's such a tedious process that I just kind of want to do like a little bit at a time. Ah. Have you guys been listening to any good audiobooks lately or any podcasts? I've been kind of sleeping on my Audible account. I had a bunch of credits, so I got a bunch of new books that that I want to read. Doing everything but a little bit to go cook supper. Okay. Where are you from, Angela? Almost done with the ball. And then we can get to crocheting, which is the best part. Yay! So just untangling all of this. People have told me that I'm very patient for doing this, but I'm very not patient. So if I encounter a knot that is too much, I just snip it and call it a day. But this has been pretty easy so far. This is Karen Simply Soft. The color is cobalt blue. That makes sense. Hi everyone, welcome in. Feel free to come say hello in the chat. I am balling up some yarn and then I will be crocheting in just a little bit. So feel free to comment in the chat, say how you're doing. Okay, this knot is getting a little bit cray. We're gonna cut this part out. Yep. So let me go get my scissors and I'll be right back. Why I don't have scissors right here, I do not know. Okay. So let me grab my no. There's that end, and let's try to get it from the other side, shall we? I'm just gonna crochet until I hit a roadblock, and then I'll cut some more off if I need to. So I'm doing a single crochet in the back loop only, to kind of turn the hat inwards. So I'm doing kind of like a flat top hat with that kind of curves over. This is what I have so far. Some bobble stitches in there, or cluster stitches. I don't know what they're called, to be honest. I just learned how to do them. So still a newbie, still learning a lot of stuff, but having fun doing it and just having fun crocheting. Thank you all for watching and having me on. I hope you guys are finding this enjoyable. Hi, welcome in. Put your feet up, get comfortable. Feel free to comment in the chat if you'd like to. I'm just crocheting right now. Crocheting in the back loop only to curve the design a little bit. I'm about 3/4 of the way around. Doesn't this blue match my hook like perfectly? This is matte, so it's coming up a little bit darker than the yarn, but it's like the perfect blue to match my hook. I am using an H hook, which is a 5.0. I started with a bag a day pattern, and have kind of altered it, because I just, for whatever reason, have trouble with top down hands. They don't curve right for me, so I've got to do my own thing for them. Just takes practice, and I wanted to get a hat done for Hat Not Hate, so I am doing my own thing. She's an awesome teacher, but for whatever reason, I just can't do it. Hello, welcome in. I'm crocheting a hat for Hat Not Hate, and I'm trying to get as many done as possible. Hey, Melissa, love the blue. Thank you very much. Yes, it's for Hat Not Hate. How are you doing today, Melissa? I hope you're doing well. So I'm using Karen Simply Soft, and I used to really love this yarn when I first started working with yarn, but the more I work with different types of yarn, the more I grow to really dislike this yarn because it's so piecey, um, that it's so easy, it splits so easily that it just gets irritating sometimes. So um, I think my days of loving Karen Simply Soft might be over, which is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do one more round of back loop only single crochet, and then it should be ready to crochet down and have this be the top of the hat. Not bad. After a week of hot weather, we got storms with much needed rain. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Um, yeah, I love when those summer storms come rolling in and we finally get the rain that we need because droughts and water ordinances are no fun. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. So I didn't lose that much yarn. I really only lost that much. So that's not bad. I'll take it. I uh Melissa, you weren't here, and Angela, you might not have been here either. I had to frog a huge portion of this project. Um, this is all that I had to frog, um, plus this little bit that I had to cut off because it was just a mess. I just hope British Columbia got rain. A huge fire took out a small town. Oh my gosh, I hope so. I hope they got some rain. Oh, that's so sad to hear that. I hate to hear that. And I'll be thinking of them. Um, yeah, fires are no joke, and droughts uh, really, really need it. So I'll be thinking about BC. Those poor people only had only 10. Had only 10. 10 minutes evacuation notice. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't even imagine that. That is horrifying. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm glad they did have evacuation notice. Um, but that is crazy and so sad. So sad. For people to lose their homes and um, their valuables and their um, precious items. That's so sad. So thank you for bringing my attention to that. I will definitely be thinking about them um, as I go throughout my week. Yeah, so you guys definitely needed the rain, and a lot of places out there need rain. Um, keep the ground moist and take care of those fires. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's so sad though. Again, thank you for telling me. I'd love to keep those people in my thoughts and um, prayers this week. Hi, welcome in. Feel free to comment in the chat. We're just talking about everything and anything. And I am crocheting up a hat that I will be. Forest fires are not unusual for BC, but to lose a town is very unusual. Yes, I can imagine. Wow, that is insane. I'm so sorry to hear that. And I hope um, very few lives were lost, if any. I hope no lives were lost, but I'm glad they got some notification um, prior to the fires coming into their town. The town is called Lytton. Layton or Lytton? But I'll keep them in my thoughts. It's so sad when tragedies like that happen. Um, I am crocheting for the first time in a while. That's not true. I've been crocheting. I just haven't been crocheting Lytton. Okay. I've been crocheting. I have made 2 hats in the past couple of days. I just have been doing it kind of offline, and uh, that's what I've been working on. Um, but I've been doing a bunch of stuff on live, like sewing and rhinestoning and all that stuff. Do you guys like to see that stuff, or is that stuff not as fun as crocheting to you? Um, Either way, thank you for sticking around, and I really appreciate it. How is the color train doing? It's doing really well. I am rhinestoning right now. I have, oops, there goes my fan. Let me see if I can turn you around and show you. Oh God, no. Okay. So there it is thus far. I'm working on rhinestoning the blue right now, and then I'm just gonna go color by color. So it's going pretty well. Just I have to take frequent breaks because my room isn't very well ventilated. So, and I'm using industrial strength glue, and which is fantastic for gluing rhinestones, but it is very strong smelling and will give you a headache in a minute. So, so I just take frequent breaks with that. So I'm going to switch to my ball of yarn. When you talk about it. Hey, Nana Kathy. Um, I'm in my yarn room garage trying to organize yarn and cake me of it. Yeah, I totally understand that. I need to organize my yarn because it's getting a little out of hand. But I'm trying to finish projects that I've had going for a while. Um, so um, so I am working on that first, and then I figure it'll be easier to organize my yarn after that. I love how excited you get when you talk about it. Yes, I'm very excited. I love sewing. I love working with um, rhinestones. I love just making things sparkly and fabulous. And so this is really like the pinnacle of the type of work that I really like to do. It just gets pretty intense when I am in here for a little while, too long, because it just smells so strongly of glue. But I can't wait to be finished and show you guys what it looks like. Um, I'm using, I have these trans colored suspenders, and I am using suspenders to hold them up. But I'll have my suspenders like, you know how when people take their suspenders down, so off their shoulders, and so they just kind of hang there. That's how I'll be have the flag attached to me. So I'm really excited to show people and just have a good time. What's the name of the glue you're using? It's called E6000. It's an industrial strength glue. And it will glue just about anything to just about anything else. It's a really good glue. It's fantastic for these tiny little rhinestones, um, and we'll glue them to just about anything. So I used it to, um, I've used it before many times. I used it when I did a costume. I did a burlesque Vader, Darth Vader, and I used it for the bra of it. I did when I did my wedding dress, I hand rhinestoned the top and all the appliques on the dress and used it. That was nice because I could go to like different parts of the dress, but here it's so concentrated that it is just intense to be around the whole um, thing at once. You don't really get a break by going to a different part of the costume. So, and I'm using different colored rhinestones, whereas before I was using like a mix of all different rhinestones, and then it didn't matter where I was working. I could just bloop, glue it on. Nope, I didn't want to double crochet. What am I doing? Oh yes, I like this stuff. I would suggest Gorilla Clear Grip. It's the same as E6000 but with less smell. Yeah, I've heard good things about Gorilla Glue as well, but I'm just more familiar with it, so I have a huge tube of it now, um, and that's what I've been using. Nana Kathy, how's your organization going? I find that organization is like calming and stressful at the same time. Um, it's so like nice to like get everything under control and like clean and just easy to look at, but um, it is also stressful when you're like, I don't have enough space, but I have too much yarn or too many crafts. It's hot outside. Decided to put persimmon without an orange. I make more mess before I clean the room. Exactly. That's exactly how I am. And then it's just a mess and it's a nightmare. Hi, Pivy Lord. Hey, Joe. How you doing? Oh, welcome in. Welcome in. Just crocheting a hat, going top down for hat not hate, and it will eventually be a hat, hopefully. How are you doing today, Joe? I saw you had a video up. I haven't watched it yet. Thank you for coming in, hanging out with us, gracing us with your presence, keeping us on the right path. You know what you do. We were talking about organizing yarn, something that I'm sure you know a little bit about. that's a fun topic to think about. Like, what's your organization style? Like, I pull everything out and then I put everything back if it goes back in a totally different way. Um, but I need to redo my little container that I have because I originally organized it by balls, cakes, skeins, and then just um, miscellaneous. But and then I have all my ice yarn in here. So I don't know what I want to do with all that. I make piles and move those around the room. LOL. That's what I do too. I just have piles and piles. And I'm like, oh, I'm not getting anything done. Hi everyone. Hi Nana Michelle. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're happy to have you today. I'm just crocheting a hat for Hat Not Hate. Um, we're talking about how we organize our yarn and if there's a method to the madness. So what about you, Nana Michelle? Do you have a method to your madness of organization? Howdy, Nana. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't thus far. Um, Sometimes it's more exciting than this, sometimes it's less exciting, to be honest. So I like to have a good mix of content on my channel. When I say I do it all, I really do try to do it all. Do a little bit of everything: crocheting, sewing, rhinestoning, cooking, making drinks, all those kinds of things. I have 5 totes working on a 6 of the big long totes. I used to keep them in cubes, but my yarn outgrew them. Yes, I totally understand that. I've got 1 tote and then the rest are in like cubes, basically. But I still am outgrowing that. But I live in a 2-bedroom apartment with a lot of storage space, but I eat it all up. I think the totes are the smartest way to go. But I like being able to see my yarn And I guess I mean, they're the clear totes, so I guess that's not a problem. Um, so I'm coming to the end of, I think yarn multiplies when you're not looking. Definitely. I know in my house it does. Um, Sneaky little yarn. I have cubes and a couple totes and need to see where at on colors. Hubby says I have too much yarn. As if, yeah, right? What is this too much yarn? Yarn is like tribbles. Oh my gosh, I love the reference. Thank you. I'm a big Trekkie, so thank you. I appreciate that. I do miss seeing my yarn, but living in a two-bedroom apartment is not enough space for yarn when I have my granddaughter over. She has a ton of stuff too. Yeah, I totally understand that. Okay, so now that I've kind of turned my work up, I'm going to do some bobble stitches. Haha, triples. So both of my animals are until what I have is gone. Wow. That is an extreme yarn diet. Wow. Well, I know you can do it, but I'm glad that I'm not doing it. Sorry. At least yarn doesn't dislike anyone, including Klingons. Yeah, well, the Klingons came around and then we got Worf, so I'm a big Next Generation fan myself, so I'm glad we got him and we settled that whole thing with the Klingons. Man, Kathleen. Gotta love Worf. I know, right? Yes. Okay, so who's your favorite Star Trek character? If you like Star Trek, who's your favorite Star Trek character? That's a hard question. Okay, rewind. So, who is your favorite captain? Let's start there. Jean-Luc. I love Spock. I do love Spock. I reworded my question though, but I love Spock. He is awesome. Jean-Luc is great. Janeway. Oh, interesting. I had a feeling someone would say Janeway, and I was like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about that because Janeway was just a very particular type of um, captain. Um, but uh, interesting. I like so my cat is actually Kirk is best. Um, so my cat is actually named Jean-Luc. Um, and my dog is named Riker. So if that indicates to you at all what level of Trekkie I am, I have a Star Trek tattoo from Wrath of Khan. I was thinking of getting another Star Trek tattoo of Tribbles, thanks to you guys. I was like, ooh, I could get some Tribbles. That would be so cute. Kirk is last. Oh, I thought you said best. Kirk is last. Wow, that's a first. I mean, Kirk is definitely um, an interesting character at best, but dang, last. I'm going to start cooking supper. I'll keep you running. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Wouldn't a little Tribbles tattoo be so cute? Like Kirk, like cartoon Kirk, just like covered in Tribbles. That'd be cute. Or what about a couple Tribbles, and it says you make me want to multiply with myself or something like that. I don't know. It came off the top of my head. Cat Spock, Tuvok, Worf, they all died of FIP, even though they had shots. Spock had a paw shaped in Vulcan salute. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, though. overacted as Kirk. Yeah, I think that it fit the era and the counter to Spock. There's always that like overly logical character in Star Trek, and I felt like, um, William Shatner is just an over. My eyes were only on Spock. Yes. I love Spock. I love the episode Mirror Mirror. Um, that is where they have the mirror universe and Spock has the facial hair. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Spock is so hot with facial hair. So I get it. I get it. I am a Spock fan myself. But I felt like his bravado and everything balanced out with Spock so well. I don't think with any other character he would have balanced out as well. So I think that they were a good match. And William Shatner is an overactor. That's just how it is. Did you know that so the first interracial kiss on television was Star Trek, the original series, and with Kirk and Uhura. And so I learned this on an episode, Horrible Actor in Person. I don't know about the quality of him as a person. So I cannot speak to that, but I will trust your judgment on that. I've heard he's just an a-hole. Banter between McCoy and Spock. Oh my gosh, I love McCoy. McCoy is so awesome, and I love Scotty. God, there are so many great, great, great moments and actors in the original series. And but okay, so the first interracial kiss between Spock and Uhura. So they were originally planning to kiss, and the network was like, "We can't show this. Um, we can't do this." And William Shatner spoke up and said, "Well, what if we shot both? We shot a kissing scene and we shot a non-kissing scene." And um, and the network was like, "Okay, we can do that." So, all lurking as usual. Hey, Triple C. Hey, Dana. How you doing? I'm talking about the first interracial kiss on TV, which was so cool. So, William Shatner said, "Let's do both. Let's kiss in some scenes and let's not kiss in other takes." And so they started with the kissing scenes, and they kept on kissing, and they kept on kissing, and they kept on kissing. And finally, the director was like, "Okay, we only have time for one more. We're going to do the non-kissing scene." And William Shatner crosses his eyes when they do it, so they can't use that take. And so William Shatner, regardless of how you feel about him, was responsible for the first interracial kiss on TV. Ooh, happy mail. That's exciting. Happy mail, happy mail, happy, happy, happy mail. Do 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 do. Happy mail, happy mail. So isn't that a cool little bit of history? I think it is. I like that episode. Yes, I did too. It was so weird. It was so weird. I think it's one of like the weirdest episodes to me. 'Cause like what they like try to model themselves after the time of like Plato, like they're like Platonians or something. And and then they make him yes. Yeah, I love history. There is a show, I think it's on Comedy Central. Yep, but he's still a jerk. Yeah, he's allowed to be both. Um, so there's a show called Drunk History, which I think it's on Comedy Central, so I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's on Hulu or Netflix or where, but it's really funny because the host gets these comedians drunk. Like Tiffany Haddish was in one. Um, and like even if you don't drink, like it's still funny because you like have seen drunk people act stupid. And so then they get actors to act to the voiceover of um of the comedian. So it's hilarious. They have one with Lin-Manuel Miranda about Hamilton. Um, it's really, really funny. So if you haven't seen that show and you like history and you want it to be a little bit more exciting, because I like history too, but sometimes it's like you have to sift through to get new facts when there is a bunch of facts that you already know. Um, but I like that they talk about um, relevant history and not just it's just a funny times in history, but also important times in history. So if you ever want to watch a new show, Drunk History, I give it my seal of approval. Dana, I want to say thank you so much. I haven't been able to um, send out proper thank yous, but I want to say thank you so much if I forget to send out something for being interviewed on Marathon Day and for telling your story and just being an amazing person. Um, you really inspire me and, uh, you know, move me and challenge me to be better, challenge um, me to be a better person and to be a better YouTuber. And I'm so thankful. So thank you so much for being a part of that day. It means a lot to me. I hope whoever gets this hat that I'm making is not allergic to dogs. Because there's so much dog hair in it. I hope whoever gets anything that ever comes out of my house is not allergic to dogs or cats because they're in trouble if they are. You're amazing. Anything you do, I'll always be a part of any way that I can. Oh, yay! Thank you so much. Yeah, that was an awesome day. My first interview and I was like so nervous. I was like, okay. I had tried to write questions down, but like it just didn't seem natural. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna. David from Bearded Yarn Dudes was like, interviewing's fun, and you'll have such a good time doing it. And I was like, I am scared to do this. Um, and I hope I asked like the right questions. And you were just so awesome at sharing your story um, and just telling saying exactly what everyone needed to hear, which was fantastic. So lots of love. I'm doing puff stitches, which I just learned how to do from Bag a Day. They're not too difficult. They're a little bit more challenging with this Karen Simply Soft because it's PC and wants to break up into strands when I have distinctly asked it not to. So, um, but that's okay. If it wants to be rude, then it will be rude, and I have to deal with that. So, whatever. Dana, I bought I'm gonna buy your pattern soon. The one that you is most recent. I got 3 skeins of um black Bernat cotton. Is it Bernat cotton? What cotton is it? It's the same cotton you used. Nope, that's not the same. Anyways, I got 3 skeins of it, and I will be making it in black. And I've never really used black yarn that much. I've never used black yarn to crochet. I've used black yarn to knit, and that's easy because it's a loop on a crochet needle, so it's totally different. Um, but I've never used it to crochet, so um, I might need to get some lighted hooks. Um, what are you going to make? Sorry, I didn't hear you. Oh, I'm going to make the uh, cardigan that you made, the one that you made that's like shades of blue. I'm gonna make that, but in all black. That's my goal, at least. So I'm gonna buy your pattern when the money comes in. Mel and I were seeing if we could snap with all of our fingers. I can do it with this hand. Can't do it with this hand. Softy cotton, Bernat softy cotton. Yeah. And it really is soft. I never used it before. I've never used cotton before, like 100% cotton before. So, or maybe even a cotton blend. So I'm really excited to use it. It looks wonderful. It feels great. Not like that scratchy cotton that I've experienced sometimes. So I'm super excited to create that pattern. Also, that yarn is amazing. It is a blend, but it is great. Yeah, oh yeah, it is a blend, isn't it? I also got, so I don't know if you've seen this, Color Made Easy. This is black, and I also got the teal. It's on clearance, um, and they were having a sale on clearance where it's 50% off at Joann's. So it's a 5 weight. It's a bulky 5 weight, and they have it on sale for $5.47, and I got it half off. So it's awesome. I love 5 weights. I want to crochet everything in a 5 weight and just get it done. I'm very impatient, if you did not know that about me. My cat is trying so hard to get in. He's like, please, I heard you talking about my name and I want to get in. He's going to come in here and he's going to try to eat this tool and he's going to try to kill himself. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that because my cat is an idiot and has pica. It's not his fault that he has pica, but pica is a disorder where humans can have it too, where uh, he eats things that aren't food and meshy type things. So literally the tool that I'm using, or dryer sheets or things like that, he will eat as much as he can and fill himself up. When I was doing my dress for my wedding, I was cutting lengths of tulle that were like strips of tulle that were I don't quite remember how long. I used to know, but they were like, let's say 70 inches long. And he we were at my in-laws house right before the wedding. I'm finishing up my dress, trying to like just get it done, and my mother-in-law hears him like, she comes around the corner and this much tulle is sticking out of his mouth, and she pulls all like 70 inches of that tulle out of him. And I'm like, so he's already had surgery one time for having a dryer sheet stuck in his gut and blocking his um, something. But he, like, boy, animals, it's always something with animals, right? So I told him I paid for one surgery, next surgery's on him. Trying to get this cat to stop eating things that he ought not eat. He loves like meshy ribbon, things like that. So that's my family. We're crazy. We all collectively have problems. That's what family's about. Working with the problems you got. I'm doing a bobble stitch. If you have not heard, it's doing the bobble stitch. It takes everything I have not to be like bobble baby, bobble baby, bobble baby, bobble, bobble baby. Instead of wobble. But I'll spare you guys. So you're welcome. Do you guys sing to yourself or like talk to yourself while you're crocheting? I do. I'm like, do do do. You're doing great. You pull through. You make a chain. You yarn over. Push it through. And then I'm also singing songs in my head, like Wobble. And I also have some audiobooks that I want to read. So I got American Gods because I really want to watch the show, but I want to read the book first. I've had that one for a while. I have How to Be an Anti-Racist, which I've had for a while as well. I just got Codependent No More um, because I feel like I'm exhibiting some of those behaviors and need to work on myself a little bit. Um, let's see, what other books do I have? I think I have the sequel to American Gods. I don't quite know, but I have them all on Audible. If it wasn't copywritten, I would listen to audiobooks with you guys, but I can't do that. So Dana, I've heard that the rules for monetization have changed um, from 1,000 subscribers to a lower number of subscribers. Is that true? Ivy. Hey, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for coming in. I'm just making a hat. Doesn't look like much now, but hopefully it will look like something eventually. What are you working on? What's on everyone's hook? Working on earrings? Ooh, I love your earrings, Dana. Sorry for the scratching again. It's my cat trying to get in and kill himself. You just can't fix that. There's no cure for it. It's just keeping them away from it. Oh, Ivy and Pivy, Ivy and Pivy, Ivy and Pivy. Worry worms. Oh, I love that. I need to order some googly eyes so I can work on my worry worms. Um, I think that's such a great idea and such a special thing to do, to send um, worry worms to um, Crojo's church so they can pass them out to the homeless. That's so sweet. Ivy and Pivy. One to the hubby's boss. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I'm sure they love that. That's so great. I love that people are getting involved in this and doing random acts of crochet kindness. do, 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 do. Thank you guys all for hanging out with me. I know I'm a more quiet crocheter, um, but I appreciate just hanging out. Hey, back from cooking supper. Great. Welcome back in. I was just saying, I know I'm kind of a quiet crocheter, but I appreciate all of you hanging out with me and, um, chit chatting when we're chit chatting and just enjoying each other's company otherwise. I think that's the thing I like most about crocheting is just the community is so great and people are so nice and like the fact that you would keep me running when like you like don't need to that's a really nice gesture and I really appreciate things like that. Um things like that don't go unnoticed on me. And so I just want to say thank you um for um just thinking about that kind of stuff. Like that's very nice. So thank you. Hey babe. Hold on one second, guys. Let me check something out. Okay. So, who are some of your other favorite YouTubers? Well, who are some of your favorite YouTubers? Um, who do you like to watch? Crochet or otherwise? So who are some of your favorite YouTubers that you like to watch? I love watching Bag of Day. Um, obviously love watching Dana. Um, let's see, who else do I watch? Um, I mean, I watch a lot of crochet people um, that were kind of cross subscribed. I watch anything crochet related. I watch Bearded Yarn Dude, David Browning. I love watching Daniel from Paw Ply Yarns. He is just a little um, um, he is just a precious little human being, and I just want to. Let's see. Adventures with Purpose. They solve missing people that have drowned or ran off roads. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's amazing. Um, that's incredible that you watched that. I've never heard of them. Um, I'll have to check them out. Is that their name? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check them out. How did you find out about them? That seems like such a kind of niche thing to find out about. I guess unless you're into a lot of like cold case type stuff, which my wife is really into. So I understand if that's how you found them. Ventures with Purpose. Cool, cool, cool. Checking them out. Oh, my body's cracking, falling apart. Watching them when they solved a missing person from 45 years ago. Wow, that's amazing. Just seeing family getting closure was a great feeling to me. Oh yeah, I bet. Wow. That's why we watch Cold Justice, which is um does a similar thing with cold cases um that are like 10 plus years old. Um they'll go back in and re-examine the results, and oftentimes they'll be able to um give the family some closure of what happened, or at least give more details about what they know, and really focus on that particular scenario. Yeah, what a wonderful feeling. I'm such a baby. I cry with them. Oh, I totally would too. Don't even feel bad about that. No, that's definitely a cry worthy um, experience to watch people, find out what happened to their loved one. I'm a huge crier. So is Ivy your real name, or do you have another name that you prefer to go by? Ivy. What do you think parents believe in laundry detergent? That's so funny. Ivy is a really cool first name. I've never met anyone whose first name was Ivy. I love that. I'm quite jealous, actually. I love the name Ivy. Poison. Poison Ivy. I'm sure you've heard that like your whole life. But it's a cool name, and Poison Ivy is one of my favorite characters, so um, can't help but be a little jealous. Very cool. Well, now I know that your name is Ivy, and when I call you Ivy, it is your name. Because some people don't put their real names, like me. Like I put Pivy, but Pivy's not my real name. My real name is Ezra. So I always like to ask just to get to know you guys a little bit better. Beatrice or Gertrude. Yep. You know what bothered me? So my birth name started with an I, and like my legal name starts with an I, and uh, there's never an I in like cute little like monogram like things like letters, other two names your parents wanted to call you. Wow, you really lucked out. Um, although I knew a Beatrice and she was very nice, so I'm sure there's nice Gertrudes out there too, but they're not my favorite names, I must admit. Um, so um, what was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, really? That's cool. I didn't meet many people my age with my name growing up because it was kind of an older name. So, um, yeah, I really didn't. Everyone had like, so my old name was Irene, and or is Irene, and um, so everyone had like an Aunt Irene or like a Grandma Irene, but I had a Grandma Irene, which is what where the name came from. But but um, not really many. There were not many people with my name growing up. Um, but that's an old name. Now I have Ezra, which is also not that popular, but I kind of wanted to pick a name that um, that was unique. I'm gonna go make some tea really quickly. Or put some water on. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere unless you want to, and then go somewhere. Do what you want. Thank you for staying with me, you guys. Appreciate it. Working and lurking, still here. Hey, Nana Michelle. Happy to have you. So now I'm doing a double crochet into each stitch. So it looks something like this. Trying to decide if I want to do a front post stitch or if I want to, because I had problems with it like curling the opposite way and not looking like a hat, looking more like a frisbee. So I'm not sure I want to do a front post double crochet, but it looks so good. What do you guys think? Front post double crochet or no front post double crochet? I already have some puff stitches to add some visual interest. I feel like there are so many crocheters on here who can just talk and crochet and all day long, and I'm just like not one of them. I feel like I'm just so silent when I crochet, so I apologize for being a quiet little mouse. Um, but thank you guys for staying with me and being part of this live with me. I appreciate it. I saw a lady on the news the other day have a red dress on, and I thought I can make a dress like that. So day 2 and black thread, getting ready to start the waist with FP, front post, back post, double crochet. Ooh, that sounds fun. Muted operator error. Sometimes. Oopsies. It's okay. I was quiet for a long time. think I hear my tea about to go, so I'll be right back. Yep, there he goes. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Tea time. Yep. I am drinking cinnamon tea. What is everyone else drinking? So I'm hoping to finish this hat today. After working with a 6 weight and having it work up so quickly, it's really weird to work with a 4 weight now and have everything be so slow. Okay, well, I think I'll let you guys go, and I'm gonna go hang out in my living room. I will be on later today, most likely to hang out with you all. So let me know what times work best for you. DK, wait, that is like 3. Ooh, yeah, that takes a little bit longer. Yeah, I have a 2 weight ice yarn that I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I've never worked with a 2 weight before. Um, but I don't imagine I will get very far with it because I like thick yarn and I cannot lie. So yeah, it just works up so much slower. But like a 6, you just whip up a hat like that. I might do some knitting today, actually. I have this one project that I've been working on for a while. So let's see if I can grab it for you. So here it is, the knitting project. and it's a little pumpkin, and then I was gonna do a little cat and then 2 little ghosts. Larger yarn is harder on my arthritis. I believe that totally. It's a lot harder to pull that yarn through where you need to pull it through. So I totally understand that. So this is what I've been working on for like ever, and it's really, really dense because it's a double layer stitch. So it's the opposite on the other side. I was gonna make a scarf out of it. So I want to make it before Halloween so that I can wear it for Halloween. See, it's so much easier to knit with black yarn. And then I have this project, which is like really beautiful. It's scarfy yarn. It's a pattern that I don't quite know what pattern it is. So I'm trying to replicate it, and I think I'm doing an alright job, but it's just not quite the same, and I don't really want to frog scarfy yarn. It's not the easiest to frog. So we'll see about this. So those are some of my knitting projects that I have going. I have a I'm in a knitting group, and they like don't care if you crochet or knit or whatever in it. So so I usually recently I've been crocheting in it because I've been crocheting more in the past couple years, but yeah, that's something. Also, I have this Caron baby cakes in the color, I think it's light gray owl, and it's so soft and it's so cute, and it says 4 balls to get that done. Let's see. It's 560 yards, which I feel like I could do some damage with, but see if I can get true color. That's pretty close. I feel like I could do some damage with it, so it's a medium weight number 4, and it's just a beautiful gray color. So I need to start clearing out my yarn by making stuff, and probably start making stuff for the holidays or craft shows if I decide to do that, which I'm thinking about doing. So yeah, so we'll see. But I love you guys. I'm gonna let you go, and I will talk to you later. Bye.